Love Them Knives channel. Love Them Knives channel. We do love them knives. We love that knife. That knife there. Been waiting for this one. Have you not been waiting for this one? Oh my goodness gracious. The Big Banter. Big Bad Banter. It's the banjo. You know how to play a banjo? Like this is how you play it. Banjo. And hold on. Banjo. I'm really bad at this, aren't I? Well, it takes a while to be good. Banjo, you go banjo. What is that? Like, okay. Ben, the designer. Joe, the manufacturer. Joe Chen. So, of Wee Knives, obviously. And Joe's a really nice guy. I've met him 3 or 4 different times at the SHOT Show in Vegas and stuff. And very, very polite, very nice. You know, of course, that's why he's not allowed to come to this country very often. He's too nice. We're a bunch of rude people, but he's very courteous and very humble, talented, makes good knives. And then, of course, Ben Peterson, and he's making the Banter. And, of course, he's got his own design thing going on with NAFS, Knafs. But here it goes. Oh, did you see that the NAF Lander is now out? Smoky Mountain Knife Works in lava, fat carbon. I think it's a 20 CV blade, something like that. So there's that. But the Big Banter, that's been what I've been waiting for because it's big. It's bigger than most knives just because, right? Let me show you. Come on. Because most are 3.46, right? Are you getting tired of that formula? Wee Knives, 3.46 inch blade, and then 8-inch overall length, or just under 8 inches, right? But this, negatory on that good buddy, that's 8 1/4, at least at 21 centimeters, okay? Blade length, is that 3.4? Nope. That's close to 3 3/4, but it's a bit under. I think they say 3.65 or something. At about 95 millimeters. Sorry, but in today's currency of people making the same size knife over and over as their biggest version, this is bigger than the standard big version of anything. And it drops nicely. It really does. 20 CV blade is micarta, and this micarta is decent, at least. You know what I'm saying? So much micarta is that kind of washed out, weathered out look, and I am weathered and washed out of seeing that kind of washed out, weathered out look. But this is okay, and you could always pop it with some mineral oil or something like that, and even darken this more and get it more, whatever, so it doesn't have the whitish of this, because that is a little, I want it like this, the green like this, right? Don't you? Lava flow, fat carbon, let's do it. Get it on, because I definitely then would sell this on and get the fat carbon version, and I would carry the crap out of it. I'm telling you, I like this. I know this doesn't have a bunch of opening options, okay? It's not a top flipper. It's not a front flipper. It doesn't have cutaways here and a fuller and shit. Although, actually, the detent is light enough. If you just stay away from grandma's greasy chicken, don't get all your fingers, or wash your hands at least once a week, minimum. And you can flick this, right? And yes, and then the ambidextrous thumb studs and reverse flick, but it really flicks good. And that's because the detent is pretty light. Check this out. Yeah, it's pretty light. They were bitching and moaning about the Microtech, the Annex that's out now in 2022, whatever. And that the detent is really light on that. It's made by Reich Knives. But this one is pretty light. But then again, there's no flipper tab and all this kind of stuff. So you really got to be able to, you know, flick it. And no matter who you are, you can flick this. You really can. And get up here, when you release it, let it drop. It's unsharpened in that choil area, which is my next item of discussion. Okay, do you have a problem with this here? Okay, I don't specifically have an issue with that. One thing I do kind of have an issue with, which is a little kind of weirding me out, is this extra little choil. I know, sharpening choil, blah, 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 whatever. But do I really need that? Do I need to take that much cutting length off that blade to put in a little sharp? If I've got this, I got a Mongo freaking choil. In fact, actually, really, I think you could have brought this blade back about what, that far? And had another almost half inch of cutting, or a third inch at least of cutting length on this blade. Because, and let me do that. I mean, I didn't measure this, or I didn't show it specifically as cutting length, but we got 3-inch. We got 3-inch cutting length, and there's a lot of blades that are 3.5 inch, and they got a 3.25 inch cutting length. We could get a quarter or a third inch more on that, and still have an adequate choil here. I mean, I got fat fingers, and I really don't even need that. I mean, really, I could be okay with this, and see how much is exposed there. So that's the only thing that's kind of harping at me a little bit about this knife, is that maybe it'd be nice if they did a Big Banter V2 version 2 and kind of revise this a little bit, give me a longer cutting length, get rid of this little mini sharpening choil, bring this back, put some fat carbon on it, maybe make a satin blade option if you're going to put some fancy lava flow or purple haze or something on it, and do that. You know what I'm saying? Or do you know what I'm saying? Now, let me see what we have here. It's not overly fat. It's got some thickness to it though. It's 0.48. It's decent in the hand, but not, overdone. And 3.1 millimeter. I don't know, the blade stock just seems thicker than that, doesn't it to you? Yeah, I mean, it does to me, but it's not. And let's do this. But boy, she swings shut. I'm going to take this apart, but you know what? That's got a hell of a drop. I like the drop on it. 115 grams, so that's pretty light. But really, I mean, I could do, and that's 4 ounces even, I could do G10, even if it was like a blue G10, purple G10. Every time they do purple, they always blacken the blade. I don't know why. I mean, it's like, no, no, no. And don't blacken the blade if it's blue, because I'm going to have to buy whatever doesn't have a blackened blade and flip the scales or something. But no, this has got really good action. And then you got this jimping here, which is okay, and you can feel it. It's not a lot. I think they could have brought it out a little bit further, because I'm reaching out here. If you're going to make this choil so big, and they've got jimping here, so this is catching you, but all of a sudden it's like, I'm not sitting back here when I'm doing this. I'm sitting like this. This is my natural position. So I need it kind of brought out here, if you're going to encourage this. So, and it's a liner lock. There's your lockup, which it's holding. And, it doesn't look as significant because you see you got the chamfering right on the edge there. So it doesn't look like the lockup is as heavy as it really is. but it's probably, it looks probably like 15%, but it's probably closer to 25 if you really look at the thickness of that area. But easy to disengage, and of course you got jimping here, and you got a differential of height, so it's easy to disengage. Okay? Now, any blade player lock rock? No. Is it centered? Yeah. Does it have a backspacer? No. Which would be kind of nice, especially if they go, fat carbon or carbon fiber, or if they make a titanium version of this, which couldn't you see that? Maybe a titanium version with lava flow scales on it, but the titanium bolster, you know what I'm saying? And then do like a titanium backspacer, or do a lava flow or whatever, fat carbon backspacer, I think would be superior to that. There's so much you can do with this knife. So much. And then they went from a 3, because the Baby Banter was sub 3, right? Wasn't the Banter just 3? So this is 3.7 almost. I mean, you could have done a 3.3, kind of that mid-size, like the Kaiser Sheepdog was always right around 3.3, 3.2? And then it went Mini, which was sub 3, and then it went XL, which was 4, okay? I'm just saying. But yeah, I mean, it's 4 ounces, it's not heavy, it's just basically the same weight as you would have on the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. Now, this micarta is grippy. It's grippy. And over time, when you smudge pot it up with your greasy fingers, it will darken it down. So it will accomplish that. But, when it gets kind of washed out, this is the Guru from Kaiser, but I like it more of a uniform color. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's going freaky ass micarta, and I think I'm done. I think I can do G10 again, because you get some stuff on your workbench, like, you got some solvent or oils or something like that, and you lay this down or something, accidentally get it close to that, it's just going to suck it up like a paper towel, right? And, and then you better just oil the whole damn thing down, because you're really going to have spots and weird looks on it. So, and let me see if this damn thing will cut anything. Let's try that. What a novel idea. Okay, actually, that's a good factory edge. That's on the plus side of factory sharp and a little extra. It's a little sharper than the standard factory edge that I see most of the time. So, I mean, as a package, though, and you can get it in the darker version, right? So there's, well, of course, it printed right over. Yes, you can get it dark. Oh, black G10. You know what? I thought that was black micarta. No, there is a G10 version. It's black G10. Thanks. Of all the G10 colors that you can offer it in, black G10 with a black blade. No, I'll take the micarta then. I will take the micarta then. But $149. So White Mountain knives, okay? So the good thing is, for now, and cross your fingers, they aren't charging tax and they're not charging shipping, so it's $149. LTK is a discount code for 10% off. So now, out of $150, then you get 15 off, so it's $135 for this knife, okay? All in delivered. Okay. I'm okay with that. But I saw the NAF's lander at, what was that? $175. And I'm not into the lander. It's just not quite. It's got kind of the Banter looking, tail on it, but the blade is just not, it's a different shape and not something. And it's a much smaller knife. You put fat carbon in a blade, S35 on it, and it's almost 200 bucks. Nah, I'll take this for $1.35. You know, and Smoky Mountain's charging tax too, I believe. So no, it ain't gonna be no $1.75. It's gonna be closer to $2. Now, I'll take this for $1.35. No, all day long. But yes, I want. I mean, to improve on 20 CV. No, we're good. But wouldn't it be cool to see it in Magna Cut with a fat carbon? Wow, that would be cool. Or a titanium / fat carbon inlay, you know, thing, combo. I'd be all over that, as they say in the industry. I'd be all over that. So, no, I mean, ergos are great. They've always been good with this design. But now you got a handle that even big boys can put their hands all over. And then especially you climb up like this, you got room for the kids in the back, man. You got plenty of room here, and reverse grip is plenty comfortable, but you got 3-inch cutting edge. I mean, you could go 3 1/4, 3.3 easy. So there's that. But other than that, no, I don't need a flipper tab. I'm happy with the action on it. I'm happy with the ambidextrous thumb studs. You can go right and left, okay? And this is a wee knife, okay? It's not a Civivi, okay? And, I mean, you get it in this box, which is what they're doing now, right? This little cardboard slide over, I guess to keep the box together, because every time I pick a box up, you know, off the table, like, the bottom falls out like that onto the floor because I'm carrying it across the room like this. And it's like, ah, damn. So that is nice that the cardboard slip thing kind of keeps it together. You get microfiber cloth, you get weird stuff, and then, of course, you get, you know, they throw in stickers of this one. Now, this one was free. So you buy one, get one, you get this, and you get this. I can't shut up. Okay, now, and, you know, it comes in here, and there's extra, no, not extra hardware. So it'd be nice if We Knives and some of the others would start doing what Kaiser does, which is give you an extra set of body screws. That'd be pretty sweet. That's another suggestion. Aren't you tired of me just like every time I've got to have this or that? But I mean, I'm always thinking about what would make it even nicer, you know? I mean, don't you like look at something and you go, because I know you do, because I hear you all the time in your comments section and other postings that you do on other channels. So I know you're always like, if this was like that, or if it would change like that, I'd be all over it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm saying. I'm doing my I'll be all over it thing with you. Now, if I just had a disassembly mat like LTK, I'd be all over that. Never mind. Okay, so let's disassemblize this. See, disassembly mat. Oh my God, you can put all your drivers. I just can't get over this mat for right now, but I'll finally get used to it. Okay, drivers. Driver 1, good screw, and another good screw. Number 6, number 8. But will we even need a number 6? Will we? Come on, class. That's an easy answer, isn't it? Because, of course, this is, you can't go in the front. Because we, Civivi and Sencut, have all been doing number 8 body screws, haven't they? So why do we need a number 6? Well, if we're going to take the pocket clip off, we do. Okay, so let's use our little cubby holes up here. And let's bust you loose. I mean, far be it from me to ever complain about We Knives, you know, quality of build. I think they do a great job, okay? So that you won't hear me bitching about that. I don't see that happening. I think they make as good a knife in their pricing category as anybody, okay? And really better than most, if not the best. Okay, now we're going to struggle with this guy. Okay, get out of there. Okay. Now, and we are nested, aren't we? Did I ignore that? I ignored that whole, conversation of nested liners. We're nested liners. Breaking news, okay? And this is the lock bar side. But see, if the micarta on this side looked like the micarta on this side, I'd be, class, all over that. I'd be all over that. Okay, here. And we got a liner, and it is skeletonized, and it has a ceramic detent ball. And of course, this helps you like disengage the lock bar. Okay, boom. Not complicated. There you go. And falls apart pretty easy. And we got a round pivot because it's not captured into that way, is it? It's captured in a different way. We pull it out from the front and we look at the Humpty Hump. And the Humpty Hump is right there. That's the official scientific word for it, the Humpty Hump. And then over on this side is the reverse Humpty Hump that fits on top of the positive Humpty Hump and keeps us in position and then centers the logo and all that. So that's the disassembly, and now put it in reverse for the reassembly portion because I ain't going to put that on the camera. Big Banter, been waiting for this to come out. Yes. And there's a lot of things they can do with this yet. Go satin on the blade finish right. Do a V2, maybe change this a little bit. I don't need the mini choil, sorry. Whatever the expert reason is for it, I'm lost on it, okay? And scale materials. Baby, I'm sorry, but micarta, oh, please spare me. And I'm good with the blade steel, though. I'm good with that, but Magna Cut would be interesting, wouldn't it? Fat carbon, lava flow, purple haze, Arctic storm, something, nebula. Okay, class dismissed. Subscribe to my channel or else, and join my Patreon group if you want to get all the goodies out of my monthly table sales. And stay sharp.